Welcome to the show that has little to no meaning and makes little to no sense. It is the show where you can expect the unexpected. This is Nonsensical Talk, on the air and in the cloud. Those crazy hosts will talk about anything and everything. And now, from their home studios in Middle Tennessee, here is your hosts, Alan Robertson and Joey Smith.
All right, so here we are back again for another episode of Nonsensical Talk, where we talk about anything and everything, and nothing is off limits. I'm Alan Robertson. Joey Smith always sitting beside me here as we get ready to kick off our wonderful college football season, Joey. And our illustrious Wildcats are having some struggles in the back office, if you will.
Yeah, of course. Some things were said, people were betrayed, feelings were hurt. I'm just kidding. UK's basketball team's trying to get like a new workout facility, and Coach Cal was trying to justify that this is a basketball school. I like to see Mark and the football team do good, but let me remind you, this is a basketball school. Mark. The coach of all the other sports didn't take too kind to that, and let me read what Coach Cal said yesterday.
Okay, go for it.
I was told some of my comments Mark Stoops made in his press conference today. I'll reach out to Mark on Thursday and we'll try again. Comparing our athletic department to others was my bad. I have supported Mark and the football team through the good and the bad, and will continue to support and cheer them on. And basically what he was saying is, the football team can win 10 games, but this is a basketball school.
Right.
I would agree. But there's other things. The UK cheerleaders could say this is a cheerleading school.
Well, yeah, don't they win?
We have more national championships than the basketball team, and I'm a UK basketball fan. And so, but it's good that Coach Cal said, "Hey, look, that was my bad for trying to compare the basketball department to another sports department in the same school." And that I'll tell you, those guys have a hard job. They're in the spotlight, and sometimes they say the wrong thing. Sometimes they say things they regret, and so this is probably a good example where Coach Cal was trying to advocate for basketball, and
now
it's two millionaires.
They are almost like politicians.
Coach Stoops and Coach Cal, they're two millionaires, but to tell you the truth, no one really got their feelings hurt. One just said, "Hey, wait a minute, I'm going to have to go in front and say and advocate how this is a football school here in a few months. You just made my job harder."
It made Tennessee's and Alabama a little bit more sweeter because they're out. I mean, from what I understand, they're supposed to have a good season this year. Tennessee is, of course. Alabama always has a season that, you sometimes they're almost becoming that team you want to hate.
Yeah.
Because they're always winning, and I can't knock them. I know there's a bunch of LSU fans that I know out there that they love their Tigers.
Yeah.
I got family that lives in Columbia, South Carolina, and they love their Gamecocks. Mm-hmm. And then the other half of them love their Clemsons. Tigers, that is.
I'll tell you what, Alan. So, I really love the SEC. And here's why. When Georgia and Alabama go to a national championship, there's a certain amount of that money that those schools win in bowl games that they split amongst the 12 schools in the SEC. So Vanderbilt gets some of that money, UK gets some of that money, Tennessee gets some of that money. They really have, it's really built that conference as a powerhouse because they share a lot of the financial success,
right,
of those dollars that pour in for going to and winning those big bowl games, and so if UK's not playing, I'm cheering for Tennessee. If it's Georgia against California or San Diego State, I'm cheering for Georgia.
I agree.
And I don't like to see Alabama lose. It's not gotten to the point, because I know that's an SEC team representing us and representing our conference. And so I don't want to see them lose against Texas or Oklahoma or
as long as it's not Duke winning, right? As long as it's not Duke winning.
Yeah, Christian Leitner ruined it for us. I'm sorry, Christian, but I know he's a nice guy, and
he is. I'm sure he is.
But it is fun to root against Duke. That's who it's fun to root against. And so, but hey, August 27th. That's the official first Saturday where all the teams are playing. There'll be some games like on that Wednesday and Tuesday and Thursday playing up to that, but the 27th of August, that's the big where most of the teams and conferences are playing.
So we're less than a week and a half away.
Yeah,
and it's really going. I don't watch as much football as I used to. I mean, you talk about NFL. We're already in preseason now. I don't follow the NFL like I used to, because I think that a lot of it has gone so commercial that people will sometimes not play their best. But you know what? In college, that's where these guys are really putting forth the effort to try to be somebody. Now, once they become somebody, then maybe they're not as good as they are when they get to the NFL or the NBA, if you will. There are a couple of greats that stand out, but we're less. We're a week or 2 weeks away from the starter.
Yeah,
or
13
just
days.
About
13 days.
13 days. So I mean, it's going to be a season.
Of course, when this airs, it's going to be shorter than that. So it's just a few days away. Just let's
hold on. Hold on, it's coming. But our illustrious Wildcats went back to the Bahamas this year and totally dominated the whole 4 series. And I'm going to tell you what, some of the cats that came back, they really, really, really look good. For Toppin to come back, we've got Wheeler. I mean, it's really going to be great. And don't forget Shinway. He's probably by far the player of the year last year. Now, he had a little bit to be desired in the Bahamas, but let me tell you, the reason why he had a lot to be desired is because Collins and Toppin, they've really stepped up their game on that inside. But anyway, so we get off the sports cast and kind of jump back and think of things that's growing up. So back
it's not for the faint of heart.
Not for the faint of heart. Not for the faint of heart. So Joey and I are over the age of 50. And, they always say if by the time you're 50, you need to go have a routine colonoscopy. Well, I'm 52 and I've had 4. And Mr. Smith is getting ready to have his first one. So I was kind of giving him some highlights of it earlier in the day. And so I know that his routine is going to be unroutine for about the next 4 or 5 days. But on the other side of it, I hope he comes out well, as they all should. And all that wonderful, we'll just call it bathroom breakitis.
And I'll tell you what, I'm actually looking forward to it, because it's a procedure that was interrupted during COVID. It was supposed to be done in my year right after I turned 50. And so I went to a doctor when I was 50 and a half, and we just couldn't get it scheduled just because it was just so difficult to get into the doctors, and so then that made me delay it, because then it was difficult to get my schedule right, because I have work, and so I'm really looking forward to this needed preventative treatment and testing.
Yes, so everybody that graduated with Joey or I, it's time. Call your doctor and get your colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Because, trust me, it's a lot less painful than going through any other step to get that preventative maintenance done. Don't wait until it's too late, baby.
Don't wait till you have colon cancer.
Yes, that's when it becomes a problem.
If you can have a polyp removed before it develops or grows, it's taken care of right there.
So, and there it is.
I wonder what the percentage is, Alan. You mentioned that in each time you've had polyps removed. I wonder what the percentage of every time they find polyps.
I have no idea. All I know is that it was
a dreaded start. Because every person I talk to that's had a colonoscopy is like, yeah, I had a few polyps removed. Like, it doesn't. Yeah. I never have a conversation with someone that goes, clean his whistle, no polyps. I've not ever heard someone say that. And
I think that everybody has polyps. It's just it's like one of those things. Does it go cancerous or does it not?
Yeah.
Does it just stay as a little benign polyp?
I want to hear someone say it's just like inside of a water hose. There's nothing in there.
Clean as a whistle, inside and out.
That's what I'm going to end up saying.
Hey, and look forward to hearing you say that.
The doctor's going to go, we were waiting for you to wake up. This is amazing. Let's watch the video with you. Get ready for a journey into Joey.
Okay, so not to be detrimental about it, the first time I went in for a colonoscopy, I didn't go to sleep. They didn't knock you completely out. I got a sedative, and I was laying there, and the next thing you know, it was happening. And I was like, I thought you were supposed to be out for these things. Well, I'm sitting there watching the screen, and I'm sitting there going, I am watching the screen of a colonoscopy up the backside of me, and I hear this thing saying, can you turn him? And I went, what is happening here? And I felt the nurse take her elbow and put it in my gut and kind of turn me and started wiggling me. And I'm sitting there on the table. I mean, I'm sedated, but I'm still awake. It's kind of like you're in a daydream when this is happening. And the next thing I know, they're rolling me over on my back, and I'm going out of the room and into the little curtain room at the end where you put your clothes on. And I'm sitting there the whole time going, I was awake for that whole thing. I'm sitting here going, why did it only seem like... Hey, it was only 5 minutes long.
Like, I better not feel nothing.
I didn't feel nothing. I'm just telling you. I saw everything that happened on the camera in front of me because they had the TV monitor on this side and the doctor standing on the back side. You know that back side. But anyway, so the next time I go in, I'm sitting there going, So I wonder what's going to happen this time. And they put this thing they put an IV in me this time. I'm like, why am I getting an IV this time? Next thing I know, they put this thing and they unscrew it and they start pushing it in. And all of a sudden I get this taste in my mouth. And then I'm waking up with drool coming out my face. And my wife's sitting there, honey, it's time to wake up. I'm like, what happened? It's just like, what happened? I didn't even remember it. So the procedure's about 15 minutes long, okay? So get prepared. And hopefully you are knocked out. It's the sign in, the get stripped down, get turned on your side, get your IV, get everything, get in the room. The doctor comes in and says something to you, and I can't remember. I think every time he always looks at me, and Dr. Matthews goes, hey, are you ready? And I'm going, or I think it's Dr. George, Matthew George. I've met the man only a couple of times, and usually I'm turned sideways, getting ready to colonoscopy. So, anyways, but he came in and said, hey, you got any questions for me? I said, is it just like the last time? He goes, just like the last time, except this time I was asleep. which I think my lucky stars, because I really wanted to watch the TV just to see if I was going to pass or fail. See how good my scores are.
So you stop and go, hey, back it up. Back it up a little bit.
Isn't that something?
What's that there?
Oh, Lord, the colonoscopy. Hey, be sure, please schedule one so you're here next year. Don't, if you can, hey, save Ronald Reagan.
All of our friends.
It's time. Book that appointment. Cha-ching. But I'm 4 ahead of y'all, so.
You're winning.
Maybe. I'm winning.
It's like winning.
Winner. Tiger blood.
I'm going to tell you what. Charlie Sheen will never grow old on me. Like, that's winning.
He will forever be young. It reminds me of the old Spotify of the dude that was he says they're out here raping everyone, so hide your kids, hide your wife.
Well,
what we've got.
Apparently, there's a rapist in Lincoln Park.
Oh, man, that is a great set. I mean, that was a great set. I don't know how these wonderful fools came up with that, but every time they've turned around, the tiger blood, everything that's come out. What was it, Obama and the when he did the State of the Union, and they broke that one down?
Yeah. I like how the folks from I had to look up the brothers' names that do the auto-tune the news, where they turn it into music, where they'll turn those news class, and it's like, well, I'm on this drug called Charlie Sheen. And it just starts from right there.
So you need to go look them up. We'll have to put them in our. We'll have to give you a link to them on our Facebook
like Richard
page.
And Jagger would do. It would, if they could take the Charlie Sheen jug, they'd be like, "Whoa, can't handle it."
So
from that interview.
If you watch your show, and we're going to put this on Facebook, I'll make sure that I make sure Joey puts that link up there. I enjoy all of those auto tunes, all those Spotify or whatever they do with them. It's great. It is great. So one more thing to talk about before we completely end. I wouldn't say we end the show, but I say. Out here, Joey's getting ready to make a little trip. So, in case you didn't know, and I'm going to brag about him a little bit, and I hope he don't mind, but my Clarksvillian friend, right over here to my side, was he had a big honor this week that came out in Clarksville Now, I believe it was.
Oh, it's Clarksville VIP Magazine. Great magazine.
Great magazine. So, I think you were the most interesting person of the year.
I don't know if it's most interesting, but each year they come out with an edition. One of the months is Men of Influence, and I don't know how influential I am, but I do more. I try to do more listening than I do more telling.
There you go.
And so,
be sure to go check out. I posted it on my Facebook page, but it's a interesting article that you'll find out more about Joey and his back life, and great write up. Great people over at the Clarksville VIP. Thank them for putting him into that. There's a lot of things going on in Clarksville that are really great, and that is one of them. So I know that there's a little. I guess y'all have a new mayor coming in up there.
Yeah. Our county mayor was the elections had just finished. Wes Golden won. Great guy, and there's some things that you don't know about Wes. Whenever he works for the city of Clarksville. That's his day job. I don't know if he's turned in his resignation or the like after election night, but he works in their health and safety division. And whenever during COVID we needed a place during stormy weather to not be intense anymore, because one of our counties, that site blew away. And yes. Wes had some connections to the folks at the mall. And, Sears went bankrupt several years ago.
Yeah.
And so Wes went out with us to talk to that mall manager to see if we could use the old Sears garage of a COVID testing and vaccination site. And so, he rolls up his sleeve, and he's a regular guy that just tries to help make things happen. So I appreciate him and like him a lot.
Well, that was I do recall the Sears drive-through there. 3 lines, very little waiting if you were a Clarksvillian up there getting a COVID shot. Joey and his group put together a good show up there and got people through. Anybody that wanted to get through could get through. I love it.
The Chick-fil-A of drive-through shots.
Anytime, anywhere, just get in line and we'll process you quick. So good job up there with that new mayor. But Joey's getting ready to make a trip out to San Diego, California.
Stay classy, San Diego.
Stay classy.
I'm gonna get one of those shirts.
Of course, he's referring to the Ron Burgundy, where it stays classy.
Yes.
So anybody, of course, I'm sure that everybody that's watching this has seen that show. If they probably have seen the sequel and are probably waiting for the third one to come out, which I don't think it's going to, but yeah, you wait as long as you...
So just to bring you guys up to speed, Alan went to boot camp and his A school in the Navy in San Diego.
Yes.
So he's going to be coming up with like a list of all the things that I need to do with my family when I go out to San Diego. And if you have suggestions, comment also on things that I need to do. And, first off, we've heard you need to go to San Diego Zoo.
Yeah. San Diego Zoo is by far
second thing was...
Yep, that's probably
second thing was go see a Padres game. That's if the Padres are playing in the postseason, because that's when I'll be out there. But yeah, make a list of things that I should do while in San Diego.
So you must go across the Coronado Bridge. You've got to go across the bridge to Coronado Island. It's one of those bridges that when you go across it, you'll know you've gone across the bridge, because it gets up really high to go above the bay there. So Coronado Island is probably by far one of the best looking sites. And if you're wondering about what Coronado Island is, a lot of the movie Top Gun was filmed near Coronado, San Diego, and around the naval station up there. And the USS Enterprise was taken out to sea to film the movie, the first Top Gun. And it was stationed right there in San Diego whenever they would pull it out and pull it back in for the movie set. So really big setup on the movie Top Gun. It was all in San Diego. So see if you can't go find the beach house where Tom kind of hooked up with his leading lady there, Kelly. And the airport that they shot in was right there. It was a little tarmac, but back in the day, now you got to realize this was 30 plus years ago, because I think I joined, was it 1990 when I was out there last? I did pull it up on MapQuest, Joey, and I will tell you, the base looks nothing like it did whenever I was on it, and neither does the road. Rosecrans was the main street that ran by the base and out to there. But let me tell you, it don't look like that no more. Because most of the Top Gun was filmed on the recruiting base there, where our A school was. So it was kind of cool to see that.
So basically, what's going to end up happening is all of a sudden there's going to be some video footage sent back to Tennessee, and it's going to be like me saying, "No, seriously, I'm trying to get to that cabin where Kelly McGillis and Tom Cruise were at. I talked to Alan from Nonsensical Talk. He said it was okay.
It's fine. It's okay.
It's fine if you can get access up there. Just going up there and see it."
Some of the other folks.
They got me in cuffs.
Hey,
Alan, if you can hear this, tell me it's okay. You told him.
Get your wife to record that and send it back, because that would be a great shot. Okay, I know that would be a great shot. I would absolutely love that.
I'll have to get with the San Diego Police Department.
Make sure.
And
see if they would help you out.
You guys stop me from running up there. You're not going to have to do much acting.
Yeah. I love it. So the mall, the open air mall, back in 1990 was also one of the things to go to, Joey, out there. It was, I think it was almost like 500 stores. It was kind of like a walk-a-mall, but it was a 2-story mall, but it was in the hill. So when you walked down, you were outside, but the stores were inside of the mountain there. And it's like I said, it's been forever and a day since I've been there. But geez, that was some nice stuff out there. Be sure to try to drive up to Hollywood. I know it's about a 4 or 5 hour drive, but you'll be able to take a picture in front of the sign, and maybe you can give them a
We were looking that Amtrak actually has a train that goes up the coast.
Really?
To Los Angeles and Anaheim, and it's like $30.
Whoa!
We're really considering taking it and going up the coast.
Well, I hope you get to do that, because that was some of the stuff that I did back in the day, just so I could say that I did it. It's kind of like when you go to all these wonderful locations. When I went to New York, it was just so I could say I did it. Unfortunately, when I went to New York, it was September the 27th after September the 11th, which was not a great day for our country, but everything was kind of shut down. So I didn't get to do a whole lot. The Empire State Building did open up the weekend that we went into Manhattan, but it was a different place when I went. Wish I could have went before, or I wish I could go now, because I'm sure that it's totally a different place than it was then, and I'm sure it was a different place before then. To get to do some of the sights there. But I know, Joey, you're going to enjoy San Diego. I know that, of course, you're a Boston man. You like to go up there and visit.
I like West Coast. It's just, we're so far away.
We are so far away. It's almost like, I really want to go to Vegas, but I could go to Tunica. It's just down the street in Mississippi. It's a lot closer. So, I mean, who knows?
It's like, I'd like to go to the Golden Gate Bridge, but, Lake Barkley's just right here.
Right there. I mean, ain't not a...
It's the same thing. We don't have In-N-Out burgers, but Katie's has a Farrell's.
Farrell's? That is what I'm talking about. So, anyways, I saw where Jonathan Reisner, a good friend of ours from back in the day, he posted a little bit with us when we banter on Facebook, but he went to Whataburger, and he was toting this Whataburger. Now I'm gonna tell you, I'm
gonna tell you, Al, it is good.
No,
it's a good burger.
I've got to tell you this. Okay, so a Whataburger opened in Gallatin, Tennessee, which is where I work. I'm currently working for a large data center out there, and so we decided to go to Whataburger that just opened up. And I'm going to have to be honest for you. I don't think I could stand in line for 2 or 3 hours for this burger. So I get to work way early in the morning. And the Whataburgers, the drive-thrus are open 24 hours a day. And so I go up there and I get one of these biscuits, chicken biscuit with the honey butter on it. And, man, I thought this thing was going to walk water. Well, I could tell that the biscuit was probably made 2 days before then and set on the shelf, and then they cut it open and put it in a steamer. I wasn't impressed with Whataburger. I know that people say Whataburger, and I guess the Texas Whataburgers are a hell of a lot better than the Nashville Whataburgers. I was not impressed at all.
I have a theory.
What is that theory?
You can't force it. You can't force it.
It's almost
you got to let it happen naturally, and you were forcing it that day. I'm gonna stand here. No.
So I will
it has to be like, yes. What happened? It needs to be like your wife brings some home. You didn't have all that frustration messing with your emotions prior to that. You had some bad emotions going into that. You ate your emotions.
Oh.
And so what happens is you need to be brought some home and go, this is a really good burger. There's a jalapeno just fell out. Let me pick that up. I don't want to waste that.
Wait a minute. Is that almost like your everything chips?
Yeah.
I don't like the
all dress.
All dress. That's right. All dress.
All dress. See, you went and bought them because of that, and you can't do that. That's forcing
So
it.
let me tell you, Joey, my daughter ate all those chips up and went back and bought another bag until we can't find them in Dixon anymore. So
we can't find them either. They're you probably have to be closer to Canada. That's a flavor that
Canada's number one.
Like it even has a Canada maple leaf on it. It says this is number one flavor in Canada. It's called all.
So we should probably go to Aldi's because Aldi's a Canadian grocery store.
That's worth a little.
Might need to make a little excursion.
But I'm going to take my own advice, Alan.
You're just going to let it.
I'm not driving all the way to Aldi's.
Hey,
just for that. If I happen to go by Aldi's, I'll whip in. But if I drive across town, I'm forcing it. It has to be a natural, like the food has to come to me. Like
let it happen. Oh, there's an Aldi's.
Let it happen.
There's an Aldi's. Let me just go in there and see. Not that. Wait a minute. Isn't there one on Wilma Rudolph Boulevard? I don't know.
I know there's one on Fort Campbell Boulevard.
Okay, that's a little ways for you. And here in Dixon, we've got one right there down by the Lowe's. So it's kind of like in the same parking lot. So if you're going to Lowe's, I'm right there at Aldi's.
Yeah, we have a food line that I go to a lot on Madison Street.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're right down from there.
I like Food Line. I like Publix. I like Food Line.
Isn't Food Line like a Bristol company? Isn't that where they are headquartered out of Bristol, Tennessee? Or Virginia?
I don't know, but I like it a lot. And we have two. We have one on the south side going towards 4813. And never crowded.
So this is not an endorsement, nor is it a paid endorsement, so we're not endorsing them. We're just saying, hey, they're good places to go. Never crowded. If that was a slogan for a Walmart, you couldn't be. Because I don't know what it is about Walmart, but you could go in at 7 o'clock in the morning thinking that everybody would be asleep. Even if you go in at 5 in the morning, Walmart's stocking their shelf, so it's just like you've got the same amount of people there.
Yeah.
So there's no good time to go to Walmart, but hey, a Food Line, you can go in and get out with no line. I love it. Well, Joey, I think we've beaten a dead bear here, and what we'll do is we'll come to an end of this show.
Good stuff, though. Good stuff we talked about. Colonoscopy, college football, all dressed chips,
Whataburger,
and
San Diego.
Good stuff there. San
Diego's all about Top Gun.
Stay classy,
San Diego.
Stay classy.
So be sure to check us out on the Facebook. You can go in there. Joey's putting a lot of great content on Facebook. I mean, it's some great one-liners. And every now and again, I'll upbeat him one time, but not often because he's got that like that. He's good like that. And we're working on now. We do have some audio issues with our feeds to audio only. So with YouTubers that are seeing it, that were looking for us on iHeartRadio, my programmer that I use is not fully pulling all the information out and giving me a WAV file that I need to upload into all these platforms. But I'm working on it. So join our, we love you coming in, listening to the shows. We're going to try to give you some more content. We're going to try to build it up. And hope you get to enjoy these little 30-minute episodes and get a lot out of them. If you don't get nothing out of them, maybe you get a chuckle. Because, by God,
get something.
Get something.
Hey, we'll give you your money back.
Yeah.
No, there's not a lot of shows that do that right there. Everything you paid us.
It's a money back guarantee. And so, what's that, friend? Some of your folding money is going out the window.
We'll talk about that.
That will definitely be. We got to talk about that show. So coming up, be sure to stay with us, and we'll get back to you with our next show. Go to our Facebook page. Our website is nonsensicaltalk.com. Absolutely, I try to keep updating it with as much as possible. I know I've been slacking a little bit, but I'm going to be working on that. So be sure that you know that that's going to be worked on coming up in the next few, the next few months as we tweak and move forward, Joey. Moving forward.
Guys, until we see you soon, be kind to one another.
We love you.
Can you take me back when we were just kids? We weren't scared of getting older, yeah. 'Cause no one knows you like they know you, and no one probably ever will. You can grow up, make new ones, but truth is, there's nothing like old friends. 'Cause you can't make old friends. Yeah. Can you take me back when we were just kids who weren't scared of getting older? Yeah. Now I've got some good friends now.